Social expectation drowns us all inside. What you have should be what I want, 'cause what I have just ain't alright. The clothes I wear, the way I comb my hair, how I live, oh, I don't care.
الحمد لله أضعاف ما حمده جميع خلقه كما يحبه ويرضاه. اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وسلم تسليما. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. ربنا يسر ولا تعسر وتمم بالخير وبك نستعين يا فتاح. اللهم اجعلنا دعاة إليك وإلى رسولك. اللهم آت أنفسنا تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. أما بعد. Discourse number 21, baseness of spirit, of the nafs, bringing it down, is a cure for arrogance. Baseness of the nafs is a cure for arrogance, which is known as egoism. I, this me, this I, ana, ananiyat. Egoism cured by baseness. Maulana Tanvi Rahmatullah alayhi said, egoism is a great evil. It's a great veil. It blocks a lot of things off. Egoism is a great veil. It cannot be cured except through baseness of the spirit. So it's a big parda to block you off many other anwar and light. And that egoism, that ananiyat, cannot be cured except by baseness of the nafs and bringing it down. The real cause of arrogance, why a person becomes arrogant for, is really egoism. It is to consider oneself great. The egoist therefore wants to be respected and honored. It is cured by adopting its opposite, and that is to consider oneself somewhat base. The self, the nafs, will then come to a balance, and this is known as mujahada. It means to do something that is unpalatable to the self, which has become accustomed to do unreasonable things, so that it may balance itself. When it will do the unpalatable, it will gradually begin to do the reasonable. When the nafs will do the unpalatable, it will gradually begin to do the reasonable. Reality of mujahada. Someone that they instructed their disciples to add water to their food. Of course, no misunderstanding, this is not done in normal conditions. This is not done in normal conditions when we have to follow what the Quran says, because this is the law of the Quran. Allah says, Ya ayyuhar rusul, O you messengers, Kulu minat tayyibat, eat of the good things, wa amalu salihah, and do righteous deeds. That's the normal hukum. However, since the soul has taken a wrong turn, it's a wrong turn, it is necessary to resort to that type of mujahada to bring it to normal. This calls for giving up even that which is permitted sometimes. Baseness of the soul, of the nafs, is not the objective. That's not the objective. It is the same with the baseness of the soul. In normal conditions, just as with the food, same thing here. In normal conditions, it is not preferred to debase the soul. The soul has a self-respect and is a blessing of Allah. So it is not proper to debase the soul for no reason. But when the soul becomes arrogant and regards other people as inferior now, it becomes necessary to debase it to cure these maladies. The Mashayikh suggest different ways to do that, and they differ according to the degree of the disease. Sometimes a man is asked to arrange the sandals of the worshippers outside the masjid at the time of every salah. Sometimes a sick man is instructed to stand up after the congregational salat and announce, brothers, I am afflicted with the disease of arrogance. Pray for me that Allah may cure me of it. When an arrogant man does that, how can he have the disease anymore? These are different treatments. But the baseness of the soul and just lowering the soul, that's not the objective. Dhikr is the objective. Dhikr. A disciple of Allama Shibli, Rahmatullah alayh, said to him that he engaged in zikr too much, but gained nothing out of it. Doing so much zikr, but he gained nothing out of it. A murid of Allama Shibli. Here you must know that dhikr is never worthless, provided of course that it is done with sincerity. People wait for the results of zikr, but they must not think of the results too much. Don't think of too much results. Our worthy predecessors did not look out for results. Rather, Haji Imdadullah and Maulana Thanwi alayhim ar-Rahmah hold that dhikr by itself, they maintain and hold that dhikr by itself is the objective, and it is not proper to wait for the results after zikr. A man should not turn his mind to the conditions experienced. He must not pay attention to the conditions that grow in him, but he must let them take their course. Let the conditions take their own natural course. Zikr is so important that the dhikr grows resistance power. As for the disciple, the murid, who said that he gained nothing from zikr, perhaps he lacked sincerity. Without sincerity, dhikr is truly worthless. Besides, dhikr grows in one the power of resistance. It grows the power of resistance to sin in one. One who practices dhikr finds it easy to resist temptation to commit sin. Such a man does not succumb to temptation put into him by the shaitan or his own nafs. He grows strength to ward them off through this dhikr. Dhikr is an energy. Dr. Abdul Hay Rahmatullah alayhi often said that dhikr of Allah is an energy to defend against the nafs and the devil. A great advantage of dhikr is that it makes it easy to confront one's nafs and the shaitan. It gives you that energy, that power and strength to confront your nafs and the shaitan. The Mashayikh suggests zikr after Fajr Salat. After Fajr This can be grown by making dhikr. Of arrogance. He instructed him to carry a basket of walnuts to a particular neighborhood. Says, take this basket of walnuts to a particular neighborhood. That's to cure your arrogance. And when you go there with this basket of walnuts to this neighborhood, make an announcement there. Get up and make an announcement. While you use the words to declare The arrogant does not recognize Allah's greatness, not at all. That's why he's arrogant. Maulana Tanwi's words in one of his sayings are, we have arrogance in us as long as we do not recognize in our hearts the greatness of Allah. We have arrogance in us as long as we do not recognize in our hearts the greatness of Allah. Once we realize His greatness and kibriya in our hearts, then our condition is described thus. Man considers himself great because his heart has not accepted Allah's greatness. Man considers himself great because his heart has not accepted Allah's greatness. If he had recognized Allah's majesty, then he would never have been arrogant. If he had known how great Allah is, then he would have not thought of himself as more than the meanest. The less he regards Allah as great, the more high he thinks of himself. And the more he recognizes Allah's greatness, the less arrogant he becomes. So, the cure for arrogance is that man should always hold the picture of Allah's might and majesty, His absolute power, His perfect knowledge, and His complete mercy. Arrogance will be wiped out from him in this way. May Allah enable us to conduct ourselves on these sayings.